We're on.
We are live, baby.
Hold on. Setting your meeting up for YouTube. Done.
Are we live?
Done.
Oh, we are live.
I love that colour.
Which colour?
We already got one on, or is that us?
I think that's probably me, to be honest. Right, I am going to share. Dun, 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 dun. And
we need some music. We need some intro music.
We have got some meditative music that we can use that hasn't been licensed, which we can use.
I've been listening to meditative music all day at home. It's been so nice. Like we've had the Tibetan bowls. Paul literally cleaned out the whole kitchen, cupboards, drawers, rearranged stuff a lot. It was amazing. And he's like, well, I saw this music played that said clearance. So I put it on. I was like, good list. It was literally about 4 hours. We loved it. It was great.
You know, it's fascinating that you've been cleaning, because I will touch on it, but I'm going to make a video. This week is massive for changes.
Oh, it's huge.
And cleaning such a good way for where just before the change comes, you're moving the energy. And I know for your zodiac, because you're fire and Paul's, like it's definite, like change is here. It's really exciting.
Starts tomorrow morning. Literally. Oh dear.
Say that again. I think my
Hello,
internet's
Rick.
going to be really shit.
Love to you, Rick. What beautiful emojis to use. Can I use it? Say their emojis. Hello, Rick. Love. Thank you for being here.
We just posted some of Rick's artwork on the Telegram. Did you see it?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't. I was scoffing some dinner before I came on here. I'm going to go back and look. I love art. I love art. Art was my favourite class at school, and I would sit there in my lunch break. I wouldn't go into my lunch break. I'd just sit there and do art.
I think that's the best thing. I love how art is so healing. It's such a form of self-expression. It's a massive portal. It's kind of like artists are really shunned. There's programming that if you're an artist, you're poor, you can't do it. It's not like part of the system. You know, it's really been belittled. So
I love how meditative it is. I love how creative and meditative it is, because I find it very, very amusing and ironic that Queenie, that
Mama Bee.
I was never good enough to. None of my teachers ever pushed me in art because I wasn't that good. I was like average, below average, and then I became a makeup artist, which I find hysterical.
And your pyramids are absolutely like stunning. Yeah, and you're a makeup artist, which is basically painting someone's face to make them look better.
So I find that really funny, but it's a fixed canvas, so it's a bit different. But anyway, let's not detract from, deep spiritual woo-woo shit that we've come on to.
That's Livestream, baby. Woo, it's going to be wild. We have
it's our first, make it a good one, but this Rick's first time. You've got to make it a good one, Jen.
No pressure there, hey?
None.
No pressure. Zero.
Well, while we say that, I was really called to talk about how to evidence, or presenting the evidence, shall I say, that heaven on earth is already here. It's here. And I will be doing a recording this week, kind of documenting just lightly, casually, my pathway. Because what's been really exciting is that, first of all, I noticed what I really believed and felt like 5D, which, because I kept saying, oh my God, I'm in heaven. That's just like, things are so good. That's all I could say. I was like, hang on, I'm actually really saying something of significance here. This is not just a saying. And it was like, a moment here, half an hour there, an hour there, an afternoon there. And then it was like a whole day. And then this weekend has been a whole weekend of it, followed by 2 very successful weeks of Easter half term with the kids. Now, considering if anyone has obviously followed me a little bit, they've heard that my biggest ego challenge was my 2 little ones, and being a mum, and being the mum I wanted to be. And to go into Easter half term fresh out of the ego realization that the thing that finally seemed to put my ego in the background, shall we say, was my dedication to bringing in my higher self as a mum. And my ego was like, whoa, well, if higher self's turning up, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But then it was like, but if you're slack, I'm gonna come back. Oh, that's the saying. I need to coin that one. Quick, someone write that one down. And so I went into Easter half term thinking, what would Super You do for Easter half term as a mum? And I've had the most amazing time. I had a great, and it's not like we've gone out and done like crazy things every day. We've done a few days out, you know, we had a few friends over, that sort of stuff. But just generally, I said to my little girl as I put her to bed tonight, I went, I've had a lovely Easter break with you. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's what she said.
I said that to her.
Okay.
Oh no, look, here's my sticker. Where's my proof? Where's my sticker?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I knocked it off.
Very nice.
Oh, look. She gave me this sticker. She goes,
it's a laughing emoji.
Because we're doing the whole sticker thing, trying to get little boy to go to the toilet and not in his pants. So I thought I'll use stickers. Anyway, she gave me this sticker to basically goes, that's for being the best mum in the world or something like that. And I was just like, and she went, good job, congratulations.
That's funny. I love it.
I was like, did I make it? I made the grade, did I do it? It's funny. Anyway, so this whole heaven on earth, literally, I've been on heaven on earth for the whole weekend. And we went out for a little sort of like, you know, journey in the country, and we went to go and see a little free event. And this is beautiful. It's amazing. And nothing like, I didn't win the lottery or anything like that. You know, it wasn't anything like that. Just, I was like, it's here. If you are committed to discovering it and you use the tools that now I'm going to just take this opportunity to say there are many, many, many tools out there. We just have defined some and handpicked the ones that work like gold for me,
for us, yeah,
and
exactly.
for us, and we've adapted them. You do slightly different ones, I do slightly different ones, you know. However, they all are based on get the gift, and get the gift within, get the gift on the outside. You know, getting the gift is like a really good way of summing up the nature of these gifts, right, of these tools. And we're committed to doing the work. So I'm going to do a little recording this week about how long it's taken for me. And the reason why I wanted to say evidence of, and I'm going to change the names, but I've got a very good friend of ours who, within a month of having her breakthrough about her future ideal partner, he's already turned up within a month, right?
Wow.
And one of the first questions I said, does he have your deal breakers? And she's like, everyone. And he's being a complete gentleman. He's the divinity. So what's happened is, in short,
divine masculine showing up. Get him. And we've got one on the stream. That's a rarity. Get him masculine.
Basically, what's happened is, so there's a situation with two very dear friends of mine who have had what you would call crisis, really bad situations happen, yet out of them have come incredible gifts. So one of them was a very desirable partner, seems to have turned up and was pushing for it. She wasn't pushing for it. He was doing all the pushing. And we said, we've got to do the deal breakers. So for people who don't know what I mean by that, your deal breakers are your top 5, and they can be more. Let's say top 10, but they've got to have your top 5. If they don't have your top 5 deal breakers, do not go into a relationship with them. That's my personal advice. So what you would do, you write down all the things that your ideal partner and ideal relationship would have in them, i.e., got to be fun, It's got to be, you know, trustworthy, that sort of jazz. And excuse me. And then you go through the list. Once you've got about 80 of them, you need to keep going till you hit the wall. Like, I can't think of any others. And then keep going. And all of a sudden you'll think of one and it'll end up being in your top 5. So keep going till you've hit that wall about 3 or 4 times. And when you've got 80 odd, you'll go, right, I can have one on the list. Number 1 or number 2? Oh, I'll have number 1. Number 1 or number 3? Number 1 or number 4? Oh, number 4. Okay, number 4 or number 5. And you keep going down until you literally have your top 5 deal breakers. And then you set your intent and you say, basically, thank you for bringing me the most amazing person who's got all top 10 or whatever. Anyway, so within a month of doing this exercise, my very, very, very good friend has met somebody with all her top 5 deal breakers. So ta-da, watch this space. And then my other friend had what seemed to be a crisis going on. And out of it, she learned something incredible that she would probably not have learned had this crisis not happened. And it's also catapulted her into doing something absolutely, it's the sort of thing that you'll look back on your life and go, so glad I did that. And it's not something that's a one-off, it can happen multiple times. But because of this crisis, she's flipped it around and these amazing things have come out. And I just do think that these are the sort of situations that you can turn around. And when you see these, you're like, 5D is here. And the more you do it, the longer this stretch of 5D feeling lasts. Absolutely. So I'm on a whole weekend. Next thing will be a whole week. But yeah, anyway, so that was my little update.
Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Because I think people are so used to seeing my face. The whole channel is just my face, my face, my face, my face. What is your face? Tell us about who you are.
Okay, so
it's 111.
I like to
it's
say
your number.
Oh, what? 11. Oh, 2111. Definitely.
You can't make this shit up. I love it.
Right. So in short, I'll try and tell a short story. God help me. I rejected religion at 9 years old.
Well, tell us about 5D journey. I want to know like what 5D journey is and who are you?
Right.
Tell us about that.
This is quite a key thing. So I rejected religion at 9 years old, and God found me on a plane to JFK Airport when I was 20. And I was going out there for work for a few days. I saw an in-flight magazine that said 10 books that will change your life. And on that book, on that list was a book called Conversation with God. And it really got to me. I was like, how can someone write a book with that title? What are they suggesting? What do they mean by that? It really, really triggered me. Anyway, what I love, this is synchronicity. On the return flight, JFK is a big airport, right? Every shop was shut apart from this one tiny kiosk. It was like it was all being refurbished or something. The whole thing was shut down. So I found this tiny little kiosk, which is literally the size of my kitchen. And then this book happened to be on the bookshelf at eye height. Just happened to be there. There's what probably maybe not even 20 books on this tiny little revolving stand. Picked it up. And just to top it off, God stopped all the in-flight entertainment from working for this whole 13-hour flight home. So I had no choice but to read this book. Yeah. And it blew my mind. It did change my life. And I extracted mind-boggling concepts out of it. I'd had to read them over and over again. And I extracted this work. And then years later, I did an NLP course. And I was like, oh, they're talking about the same sort of things, but in very different language. But it's the same sort of thing. And I was so impressed with the NLP. I was like, why aren't we teaching this in our schools? Why aren't we teaching this to our kids? This stops trauma and any negative dysfunctional behavior from being passed down from parent to child. Why is this not in our schools? So I set about to create a syllabus for kids that was all very much more like color diagrams rather than reams and reams of text. And I got a job, a 6-month contract with the job centre to work on the young adults, which was really successful. And then because it was kind of a bit, I had a career. So I was kind of like coaching people here and there and here and there and bits and pieces. And then it wasn't until I found the same group that we met through that my knowledge of the ego really went into high detail. And before then, I kind of thought more the ego as being this vanity or arrogance thing. And then I very much saw the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the superconscious mind, but I didn't link the two. And it was only until I linked the two and then started doing this extensive work. And I'm very much a thinker. I love to analyze and think and find the reason and the logic. And I'm very much somebody who takes complex things and strips it down to its bare bones, then put it into a formula and regurgitate it to somebody who's never heard of it before, and they'll get the same results as a professional with my formula. I've done it with quite a few subjects, and I seem to do it with this. And then 5D Journey was a ambition I've had for maybe 15 years, to have this free resource website, which are all these tools, coaching tools that people pay thousands and thousands of pounds to access. And I was like, this should be common knowledge. I don't want people to have to pay for this stuff. I'll put it on as a website, which is like a self-help resource. But then I'm there also for, you know, if people get really stuck. And then I met you. And then the work, just because we are so connected, it was just grow, you know, and the concepts and the work that we've discovered between us. And we were like, we've got to put this out there to people. It's just, and that's basically.
Beautiful. So it's a lot of emotional healing stuff, you know, it's understanding why your experiences happen to you. You know, it's like really amazing tools to use in those moments when you're going through it, when you're triggered. It's really simple stuff. And actually it's fascinating with what we have on the chat with Rick. He's just been an angel. He's just shared part of his story. He said that he's had back injuries, which is fascinating, really. And I don't know, have you've probably like done all this stuff, because you often, people, you know, we all do it when we've got like physical stuff, you go down all the rabbit holes. But have you heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza? Because I feel you would have, with what you've said. Like, I keep telling myself that it's healed. But Nick, what would you say about this kind of stuff?
Well, when I've done physical healing work, so we're just about to launch, I've got some people who I'm going to be working with to get rid of physical illness after, you know, you and I have had some major success in that area. I wanted to go on and really dive deep into physical illness. So if anyone is watching this and comes across and really, and this rings, I think it's, you know, a big bell for you. Incredibly
synchronistic with Rick. And I like, you know, the first part is, yay, Mama B, you're so good with the tools. I definitely, for me, for my healing journey, because I have had chronic fatigue, Emmy, the first part was believing. And if you keep telling yourself, you know, I am healed, for me, that was like a massive leap forwards. And it's interesting with the back, it's Kundalini, it's also your root chakra. I just wonder whereabouts the injury is. I'm not a doctor. It's just fascinating. The back is also support, maybe, right, Nick? So it's like,
yeah,
what were you going to go
it's
on?
Also that, thinking? But it's also again, your back mobility lets you do things. So when you've had a fusion, it's a restriction. So it's like the subconscious mind, and this is the I find it a very beautiful thing, because it starts to get much easier to decode. It's very literal. So I would say to people, when they've had an injury or an illness, I was like, right, what did that illness make you do, or what did it stop you doing? So when you
slowed you down, has it been your awakening?
It's restriction.
Yeah.
So it's like, what were you doing that maybe wasn't, if you carried on doing it, wasn't good? And it might not be this, but this is how I start to try and break it down, see what the core is. You know, it's like, what were you maybe doing before that accident happened? Or what did it make you do after that's happened, or blah, blah, blah. But I need to kind of go into depth with the person individually. But yeah, Rick, if you're interested, DM me and we'll have a chat.
Archeia Passion on Telegram, please reach out. And actually, we're gonna, I think, like in a couple of weeks. Can you hear me, Nick? Am I still talking? Hey, Stace. My internet's just really bad. We have a group, and it's called the Lightworkers Circle, and it's just the most divine space, you know, like, I'm so grateful for every single being who's in there. We've definitely come together for a reason. We're all kind of like aligned in terms of like how we feel, what
There she goes. She set her intent for the internet connection to go. She'll be back.
Am I back? Am I here? Am I not? Am I in the room?
You are.
Am I here? Oh, I don't want the whole stream to be like this. I'm so grateful, angels, that the stream is fine. Okay, so yeah, so please, if we will open it up and I'll be putting on Telegram. So please, we haven't got any masculine. Why not join us? I feel there was someone else. There's other people coming in. Am I talking, Nick, or am I talking?
Sorry, love.
You can't
Said
hear
it again.
me, can you?
I can. I
Oh,
just missed one word. It's all right.
it's all right. Anyway, I'm just.
So yeah, we're going to open up the group again. But there is a little bit of a condition to coming into the group, which is we have to do a breakthrough session with you. So, and it's free of charge. But the cost of a testimonial, actually, I put a price tag on it now. The cost of a true testimonial, an honest testimonial. We don't want you to say anything that you don't honestly feel. But yeah, you're back.
Oh dear. Where are we at? What are we saying? What are we talking about?
I was just saying that the price of getting into the group is to do a breakthrough session, and it's free. And then I went, well, actually, no, I've changed it. It's the cost of a honest testimonial in return.
Absolutely, for sure. But you know, these breakthroughs, the density that they move is unbelievable. If you tap into the being, like before and afterwards, we're not claiming to be like miracle workers or anything. We're not saying that it's the be all and end all. We're just saying like we feel it, and you're very transparent. Are you invisible? Have I disappeared again? This is good.
No, you're
Nick,
good, you're
this
good.
is just
No.
a live stream for you, by the way.
No, you're all good, love. It's all there.
Okay.
Mesmerised by your
I
background.
am going to say something before this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to introduce this.
Hold on, lovely.
So,
say again.
This eclipses. We have the eclipses coming in this week. Did we get that bit?
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of change for us all. And Nick, we set the intent, right, for everybody who watches this, that our eclipse season is going to be incredible. That is going to be it's really tough. We're going to be like, this is changing my life. This is my higher self embodying right now. I am loving every single second of this growth. You know, every time there is a trigger, we are going to look for the miracle. You'll be like, wow, miracles are a naturally occurring event. They are bringing my higher self in. What do you think?
We're going to tell you how they look, right? The person who upsets you the most, who hurts you the most, who does the worst thing to you, they're your biggest angel. Just literally part the curtains open on that. So what we say is we take off your 3D glasses, because that is distortion, and you look with a 5D perspective, which is how are they being your angel? What growth are they pushing you to make? What are they showing you needs healing? That's it. That's as hard as it gets. And then when you look at, okay, so then the other part is, if your ego is triggered, what strategy are you running? Because it's the strategy that's wrong. When your strategy is wrong, your ego will be triggered. So I keep kind of saying to mum and angels, and I keep saying, send me another whopper, like send me another biggie, let me another breakthrough.
Bring it on, angels.
Way of saying it, that's like another boom tool, right? So, and I've never connected it like this before, but Jen and I were on a chat just before the live, and it was just like, it was like fireworks going off, wasn't it? It was amazing.
The heaven. Unbelievable.
So basically, when your ego is triggered, look to your strategy. So a massive thing that we kind of coined, and a phrase we coined is, and I made a meme of it straight away and put it on the channel, which was, it's not you that's unworthy, it's your strategy that you're running. And the ego is trying to kind of, is pushing up this feeling to go, please look at the strategy, it's not working, it's broken, it's fractured, you know. And if you was to, number one, I can guarantee you for most of the times you're triggered, you probably don't even know what your strategy is. So for example, let's say something happens to you, and for example, me, I might go into dead serious mode. Oh my God, got to do this, and zero tolerance, and da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Like, chill out, love.
Yeah.
Take a break. Right? And I'm like, oh,
absolutely. So one, we see what we do when we're spinning, when we're triggered. Like, what is your go-to? Mine is beat myself up. You're so crap. You're so rubbish. Blah 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 blah. It's so funny to laugh at, isn't it? I love laughing.
It is, because you're like, you look at that and you go, is that a clever one? Would you go and pick that one? Would I go and pick that one? Because it was, if there were strategies on the shelf and you walked in, you'd like, which one do I want? Take me, I beat myself up all the time. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Make it a little bit whimsical. Like, we basically were running, we were having a chat earlier, and we talked about what's the highest strategy you can get. Well, it basically is use God as your guide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use God as your guide. Once you have got God as your reference point, God as your, yardstick, God as your communicator, God as your, and the angels and the syncs as your, how are we doing here?
Yeah.
You don't need
that way it's just a straight line into source, straight line into love, straight line into alignment. There's no like checking with other people that have got frequencies left, right, and center, and opinions and egos and everything, and just straight up. No need for any of this, like, but just go straight. Whatever your way of connecting to source, God, prime source, creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the greater power. Tap in, see if it's good. Yay, nay. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Trust God, trust life, trust yourself.
Trust yourself, definitely. So, just to reheart, the weeks are gonna be fiery, man. Like, this eclipse is in Aries, and hold on, Aries is all about not only war, but it is self. So it is like that phoenix, but it is, we're not gonna. This is for me, and I'm sure Nick will say the same. And anyone wants to join us, we will be not embodying any poor me programmings. When these triggers come and these experiences are flowing, we will be like, bring it on, baby, because we know that this is our higher selves coming through, and we're like, heaven is here. We have the tools. We are ready. We're ready to find the miracles and the triggers, the gifts. We are ready to understand that everybody is walking each other home into light. It is love everywhere present. Whew, I'm feeling fired up already.
I've got the most amazing analogy for that, or just
bring it on.
Like, talking about it. I had this vision in my head, and as you just was saying all that, I was like, yeah. So imagine a firework display, right? You're outside, you've got the bangs, scary, but it's like, it's explosions, it's joy, it's dramatic, it's change, it's tangible, it's an atmosphere. Like, when you do the gift, it's almost like, you've got this rocket in the ground and you take a light to it, but then it's like, and you get this beautiful gift, you get this amazing display of wow. So basically it's a fireworks display.
It is fireworks, and as always, it is what you make it. It is your choice. It is your perspective. You can make it a walk in the park. You can make it like walking through the fiery embers, just like, oh, I got this. Or you can, I don't know, do whatever you want, but it is completely your choice. You are an empowered, sovereign being, and these are your experiences. And so just go for it, rock it. You guys are so amazing. There is no like, oh God, the eclipses. It's like, yeah, baby, this is how we embody our greatest, grandest versions.
And that's your strategies. Like, this whole week, look at your strategies. Go, what do I do when I get upset? What do I do when someone upsets me? Oh, if I'm upset about something, what is my go-to sort of like thought process on this? What is my strategy on this? And if you clear up all your strategies, number one, it'll put you in balance. You might kind of go, oh, I put more value on what other people think than what I think, or I'm too swayed by other people's opinions that I can never make a decision. I'm always kind of like drifting from here to there, or I have no boundaries, or Shush you. So, or I'm giving my power away, or I get serious and all too, whatever it is. Notice what you do under stress, and then go.
What Nick is saying. Go on now. Sorry, I've got a really good point.
No, just simply goes, if you don't like what your strategy is, the fact that you have your ego's being triggered means your strategy is out of balance. Find a more balanced strategy. Connect to your higher self and go, well, if my ego is demonstrating that behavior, what higher self behavior would balance it out? Connect the two, get them to working together by saying, right, I'm going to use this strategy, but I'm going to balance it out with that one. Because you do need the seesaw. You do need to be that balance point in the middle.
The balance. And that's perfect, because I'm not saying to you, don't feel. Full feeling is definitely like, that is what, we've been cut off from our feeling centers, or the antidepressants, anti-whatever. And it is an ego programming, like not feeling. So I'm not saying like, just walk through and be like, I'm fine, nothing's happening. I'm saying throw yourself in for exactly what Nick is saying, to, enjoy the experience. Look, if you are triggered, be like, okay, triggered, great opportunity. What am I purging? What is this showing me? It's like, it's proper getting involved with it, and just like throwing yourself in like a firework.
Triggering the firework, like open up the box.
Firework.
Yeah.
She's a bit Kabul.
Yeah, I'm not singing. I'm not going to sing. Yeah, build the arsenal. I love that Mama B's quote, build the arsenal. I love that.
Again, not down for singing any Kabul songs. Take accountability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so fed up. I hope you take full accountability if I am, because I will transform it.
Did you say you're feeling fed up?
No, I said that if in a week I'm crying, I will like come back in here and be like, I do set my intent that this is gonna be the best eclipse season, ever. Like, this is my higher self entering my physical body. I am so grateful. Thank you, angels. Bring it on.
I've personally never noticed so much incoming transformational energy. So much.
No, absolutely. And with
tangible.
Like in terms of astrology, we have Venus in Gemini, and Gemini loves to explore everything. And Gemini is also the duality. So in these energies, right, how you have one moment and you're noticing the lower, and then the second later, like you've literally transformed it to the highest thing. And then it's like, this is happening like 5 times a day. You're like, whoa, I'm transforming. And now I've got the gift. Whoa, it's absolute. It's on a whole nother. You're right. Like, the growth period is off the charts. That is our evolution, guys. Like, if it's moving that fast, like that is how, like Nick says, heaven is here. It doesn't take months for you to transform a trigger. It takes you 10 minutes. And
manifesting, and also manifesting your it's happening really fast. I like, for example, stupid example, right? But my little boy it took him about 3 years before he would sleep through the night regularly. 3 years, often getting up multiple times, like 5 times a night. And then he started going into this beautiful long spell of sleeping, and I was just like, oh, so grateful. And then the other night, just a glimmer in my head was like, what if Archie gets up tonight? And he got up that night, and it was, whether I was picking it up or whether I manifested it, I don't know, but it was uncanny. So Hemsky says, how long does the eclipse season last, please?
I think it's 6 months.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, it's a long time. It's not like it goes on for a long time.
It's not like 2-day job, 3-day.
No, 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like an Aries Libra axis. So it's all about self, and it's all about relationships as well. So yeah, Libra's balanced, but in this time we're going to be transforming a lot about 3D lower relationships, which is pretty divine. So, but that'll be later on. I don't know much about this, but I really pray. I feel I am saying the right stuff. If I am, please shoot the messenger. The other thing that I want to rehighlight is that if you guys know how to, it's really, really helpful to look at your astrology chart. So see where Aries sits, see what house it's in, and all that jazz. And you can ask me on Telegram, and I can have a brief look, and I'll just say it's maybe. So for example, Hemsky, you asked me, and I could say, okay, it's going to get you in your third house, which is this or that. And it's just like the codes, as soon as you're told, you're like, oh, wow, that means that maybe it's going to get, and it just helps you transform a little bit more. So we can do that. I haven't looked at mine. I was going to look at ours tonight. So
I love how, because I've always been interested in astrology, but never knew a thing about it. I never went there because it all seemed really complicated. But after literally just having a bit of a basic intro lesson, let's say, with astrology, I am astonished how accurate it is.
Absolutely.
And in terms of what you're going through week on week, and how it's aligning with stuff. And
it's amazing.
So impressed. It's unbelievable.
And the other amazing thing is that like the planets aren't separate from us. They're working with us. Like a lot of the transits are like thought out by God, like so many of them line up in certain ways, and it's just divine. It's amazing. Another thing that I'm really delving in at the moment, and I haven't made a video about, is gene keys. I really feel that everyone should be looking at their life's work and their purpose at the moment. So if you haven't, you can have a look on the gene key profile. It's really easy. I can share the link, and I've got a book. You can get it from Amazon. But like, I was looking at my purpose, and I was looking at Nick's purpose and her husband's purpose, and like, you read it and you're like, how is this describing me? It's just like amazing. And it's all right. Have a break from social media. I often feel like I should get off it, to be I spend my life on that. But just answering the comment there. Yeah. Gene keys are incredible, and it just shows how we are like part of this beautiful tapestry, right? Like, we have our zodiacs, which give us certain characteristics, then we have our genetics that give us characteristics, then we have our ancestry, then we have our past lives, then we have our like nature and nurture, then we have like our higher selves. Like, you couldn't get more unique if you tried. Like, there was no way we would ever be molded into like one. Do you know what I mean? Like, how did they ever think how, am I here?
It's beautiful. And then also what I learned this week from our Lisa in our group, bless her, talking about how parallel lives can affect you in this one. I was just like, I don't know anything about that, so I really want to sign up for that one. And more. That was incredible.
I didn't read that. Oh, anyway, amazing. Has there any questions?
Yeah, questions. Questions or jokes?
Have you got any jokes, Nick?
Oh no, I just remember Stacey's from last week. I loved it.
Hey Stacey, how are you feeling? Stacey's had some awesome growth this week. She's been an absolute rock star, just rocking it out. So just to touch on the eclipses, they are like full moon, but on steroids. So it's
full moons are like strong enough, right?
Yeah. Parallel lives, yeah, full moons are strong enough. So it is, and there's always a lot of endings like this. It's kind of Uranus energy. It's real endings and beginnings. So
was that a joke? Was that a joke?
Oh my god, Nicole, your sense of humor is very rude. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny. So it can just be a bit like you're transforming on a whole nother rate, but it is happening. For it is always, we love the growth. Our souls love the growth. We are here to transform. We are here to become our higher selves, and we do it through the lessons and the blessings. And we have so many tools to, ride these waves on the highest 5D timeline, right? We can have the time of our lives, literally, while transforming, while healing. Oh, hello, most high sun.
Karma from the past lives. Are we past that, or is there more clearing? I feel there's still more clearing, but it's transformational at the moment. And I'm talking about just what I'm feeling, because I don't know much about this, so I won't try. But I feel like it's transitional, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I don't really know much about this, but we have this amazing lady called Lisa who works with us. I'm just about to have a past life regression, which I am Next, you're going to have one
Thank
as
you.
well.
Yeah, I will be having one.
And she's going to make a video with me. So if anyone has any questions like this, like, I am happy to ask her. Like, she it's just amazing, the work she does, the spiritual experiences that I'm just like, already I've got syncs coming through from the angels as to what to ask for her to look at. I'm like, what lives do I look at? I'm getting Egyptian syncs. I'm like, oh, that's a bad timeline.
No, I think it's incredible. It's fascinating.
Egyptians it was quite a dark time. It was like they heavily used like sex as a kind of, I don't know, it was all a bit naughty.
And I just want to mention back on the karma thing.
Yeah.
From me sort of thinking like, well, the more 5D I feel like I'm experiencing, it's because your alignment is so, it's like the more alignment you get, the more experience of 5D you get. So the karma thing's not there because you're aware of the imbalance. You're aware of if you do something wrong, like I say sorry straight away. I'm like, sorry, didn't mean that, take it back, whatever. And often I'll find I'll hit my head or bang my toe and I'm like, that's because I did that, sorry. That was my punishment.
The karma now is instant. You're exactly right. But this is what my experience is. Like, for example, you said, you manifest so quick. Of course, you manifest your karma so quick, right? If I go against what the angels will tell me, I'll get like something will happen like instantly. And I don't think the karmic cycle has been dissolved. That's completely Kabul to be like kept in lower pains and suffering. Like, that's gone.
I also think that the karmic thing is like, as you get more aware of your actions, you incur much less karma. And it's your intention. If you have a higher intention, a pure intention, you're not going to resonate on the same. Well, karma is literally what you put out, you get back. It's not necessarily bad, right? It's both. So because you shift up into, even as the planet resonation is shifting higher, we are shifting higher. And therefore, the only karma we're getting is good karma. Because we're in that straightaway mirror.
Yeah, and also karma has been misinterpreted. You're right. Like, karma can be seen as like bad and good, but we know that there's no like duality. Like, karma is like, even karma is going to help you grow, right? Your karma is going to like bring in your higher self from the lessons and the blessings. It's fascinating. I have to say, we have so many people chatting. I'm so excited with all you guys commenting. It's amazing. Should we see what the comments say? Stacey wants to know about past lives. Stacey, ask Lisa. I'm sure she'll give you a session. She's really excited because she's like got people to do this with. We are past all the attachments. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying hello to some new names.
Go on, say hello.
Yeah.
I was reading this comment from Tony. We are past all the attachments and bullcrap. It's time to go with and take back your power. Good on.
Just exactly what we were talking about earlier, right? If your strategy is putting any more, be careful how I say this, not importance, but if the only relationship you need to be worrying about is the one with you and God, that if you focus on that one, everything else will fall into its rightful place and rightful hierarchy, shall I say. So yeah, absolutely right with that. The past doesn't mean nothing, nor the future. You only have now.
Present moment, exactly. We do love it. I do love the divinity of the present moment, like it's everything good happens in that exact moment of now, and the rest is just illusion.
I also love looking at the past, especially if it's a trigger, right? I love it's like a frenzied child. It's like it's getting more and more exciting. It's like, unwrap it, what's in it, what's the gift, what is it? Drama, suspense, excitement, and then boom, it's like, whoa. And that tidal wave, that moment after you've got the gift of being silent, and you know what it's like surfing that perfect wave. I've never surfed in my life, but when you see these pros catching the longest wave ever, and you're like, when's it gonna break? Oh my god, it's still going. Yay. That sort of thing. It's like, absolutely, it's like riding this divinity wave of joy.
It's proof that miracles are naturally occurring event.
I've never done drugs either, but this is my new little drug. Sinks and fat treasures and 5D.
It's ecstasy.
I'm a junkie. I'm a divine junkie.
Cut the stream.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm saying they cut the stream.
Cut, delete, get these girls off.
Yeah, what are they jabbing on about? It is 1:44 on the clock here in the UK. Where's everyone from? We'd love to know.
Yeah.
I feel, Rick, are you American? I feel with that cowboy hat. Hemsky, you're UK. Stace, you is from Berry Massive in it. Mama B, America.
This is going to be global soon.
Yeah, it's global.
The new passport.
I am from Wales. It's Celtic. I am from Wales.
Paul does a brilliant Welsh accent.
Oh, I don't think it is. 444. Do you know what 444 is? Fine masculine. I love that number. Also protection as well. I'm saying that one quite a lot at the moment.
Oh, I've seen the numbers are off the charts for me. Like literally, I did about our car's hours journey in the car the other day. And in the car park leaving, I saw treble 1, treble 2, treble 3 on another plate before I got out of the car park. I was playing colours with the angels. I was like, right, send me lime green cars.
Love it.
In 2 minutes, I saw 6 lime green vehicles.
With the angels.
I live in the middle of the country. You don't see anything out here. But yeah, definitely going into a city. I was like, it was coloured cars galore. I was like, right, I want rainbow cars.
Okay, everybody has a angel number. Do you guys, you can either tell me if you know, if not, you can go off and you can have a bit of fun this week, like Nick has just been explaining. Like Nikki is 11, she is 1111. We all like that one, don't we? Stace, what's yours? Do you know what yours is? If not, why not? Mine is 999 here in the UK. Let's phone the police.
Oh,
Oklahoma. Oklahoma, love it.
America's an amazing country. It's got so much.
Oh, Stace, you're 4-4. That's
variety.
Cool.
Ooh. And the landscape and the culture and the landscapes and mountains, seas, and it's got everything. So love a bit of the US.
Yeah, I've only ever been to New York. I've been to Bermuda, but that's definitely a UK state. So
glad you came back.
In Bermuda, they don't believe in the Bermuda Triangle.
Don't they?
Like,
what's wrong with them?
Like, what are they chatting about? What's wrong with them?
What's wrong with them? They don't believe in
the.
I have to say, I need to say this.
It's just tourism.
I really need.
I might have to go get my charger for my laptop.
Right, you do that. I'll chat.
No, okay, all right, I'll go. I just realised about Archeia paradigm updates. Have you seen the spelling mistake I've made?
Yeah, Chen and Yings. I thought it was just some cool galactic language. That's all. Bleep, 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 bleep. Anyway, funny. Well done, Rick. Liked it. I just wanted to say a massive, big virtual hug and high five for you guys in the US, because man, you're going through so much. What we're seeing and hearing for what you're going through, and it's mind-blowing, really. I just want to say we love you. We are so behind you. We're supporting you so much. You know, we're energetically trying to share the burden with you guys, but yeah. So I'm just really giving you all a lot of appreciation and respect, because I mean, and actually just looking at, you know, the climate of things politically and events and what's going on, and it's like getting to a stage where it's busy, right? But it's going to just get busier. I feel like it's going to get insane. It's going to get crazy.
What's going on, news reporter?
I was giving you a virtual hug and high five to the American gang. Just I feel like what they're going through at the moment, so much going on in the US, and on an energetic level, like, and they're taking some, and I just wanted to be like, you know, we're energetically trying to take some of that burden from you and sending you love and appreciation and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just waffling a bit, really.
No, it's not, because the US is like the start of the awakening. It's basically where
Yeah,
the
right.
awakening leads the awakening, it kind of does lead the world. So, but UK, we follow him. We're coming up behind you, Nick, me and you.
Yeah, we're shooting our little bit from where we are, our little island.
Yeah.
This movie is a masterpiece, B rated.
Good show they put on, hey?
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, go find out what your angel numbers are and ask who your angels are. There's such cool, if we're going to go into the world of celebrities, there's a lot of celebrities who are obviously a bit dark, but also ones that are quite light as well, and they are your guides. So just connect in. Yeah, let's have a Black Swan event, hey.
Oh my God, did you? Right, so this has come from my husband, so please, if I'm completely wrong about this, but apparently the gent that's pretending to be the top man at the moment, Mr. B, right?
Yeah.
So apparently he said something like, let's lick the world, right? And when you put that into
Is that after
Jamaica,
Dalai Lama?
wait, I don't know. I'll have to ask my hubby. But if you put that into Jamaica, it's like, where we go one, we go all. It was, oh my God, it was insane. It was about 4 or 5. Someone look it up. If someone can go online now while we're chatting, I've got to, that would just be too much tech. That'll pop my brain. But yeah,
I love that.
Simple gematria. I've got too many screens up. I can't cope.
Sean, who are your angels? He's just only seen them. I want to know.
Oh, you've seen yours.
Tell us more,
please.
Oh, I love that you and Paul are using gematria. It's like so divine.
Yeah, but oh my God,
amazing.
the sayings that was, let's lick the world. The sayings were incredible. I was cracking up. I'll have to get him to post it on the channel. It's brilliant.
Yeah, do it. I love it.
Basically, now
another game.
Give messages.
Another angel game. I love an angel game. How do you guys feel you communicate with your angels? Do you feel? Do you know? Do you hear? Do you get ideas? Do you sense? Do you get a lot of signs? Me and Nick do a lot of fun things, like we ask for cars. We love working with the car color. And I love my cards, my tarot. I know Nick's the same. She loves her divination. So what do you guys go to for working with your angels? What do you love doing? What's your favorite, Nick?
I must say, when I ask them a question and I get the replies, it's instant. It's so fast. It's almost, so when I do any animal communication, I know it's legitimate when the animal answers before I finished asking the question, because my brain couldn't do that. Your brain can't do output and input at the same time. So I know it's legit. So when I get and I've had Robin come through, I've had Mum come through, I've had
Michael Jackson come through. Yeah.
I've had Archangel Michael come through. I've had, and then I've got a team of people who are answering my questions, but I don't know who they are, maybe.
Yeah,
but
definitely your higher self for sure. But I think you have different teams for different things. Like you have a team for like your work or whatever, your purpose. Anyway, go on.
I've had my Arcturian friend come through, which was great. But that's not really the angel thing. What I've had is I just get these answers, and they're so full and comprehensive. It's just like a knowing as well as almost hearing the answer. And when I've, you get
the ideas, don't you? You're like, the sudden idea has come to you that you'd never ever even think up before, and you're suddenly like, whoa, I'm gonna do that.
And if I don't write it down, it's gone again within like a minute. And I'm like, I didn't write that. And I'm always in a place where I haven't got pen and paper, I can't write down. I'm like, why did you sit me here? So I know why, because I'm doing the menial work that I can allow my brain to go into that lovely beta. I think it's called the beta waves, whatever it is, alpha, beta, whatever.
I always do that thing. I'm always like, I get all these ideas, and then I'm like, I'll remember it. Like I always get them just as I'm going to sleep, because I think it's like a good time, isn't it? Then when you're like going into your REM sleep, the angels sometimes do this thing that my bathroom light's a bit funny, and sometimes it gets stuck on. and they're like incoming message, and until I sit down and I write, they won't. So some nights the light is on all night, and they're like, when they're done with they turn the light off, they're like, we can turn it off now, but they're always like my car radio, though, they'd be like, pull over, take the message now.
Love that. But let's read. Also,
Let's read.
Oh, they touch you on your lower leg. I know people who've done that. Yeah, we have that experience as well. I communicate directly with source. Glad to
Get Tony.
Hemsky, yes, all the above. My angels are making me laugh so much these days. I love that.
How do they make you laugh? Tell us. I love these stories.
That's like little different ones. Oh, oh.
Wow, they twirl around you, bathing you in love. That's incredible. We are all source, absolutely. God with God.
Source of experience, huh? Loving it.
God, I feel when everyone shares like that, it just feels so magical, doesn't it? Like the fact that we all have these incredible experience, like we're just like normal people just hanging out, and yet we're having these incredible like experiences on a daily basis. Like path is so divine, isn't it? It's incredible. I so live for these moments.
Exactly. And you can see literally how this is almost like the threshold of 5D, just having that gratitude, that feeling, that sort of like surrender, knowing that you're consciously creating at the same time, all these like dichotomies, these other opposites of, you know, the trust and the surrender at the same time, and the surrender and the manifestation at the same time. I feel like it's very much, you know, the yin yang thing, and just seeing, for me now 100% at the moment, it's just the growth that is coming from the drama, events, the triggers that are just it's incredible. We're going to be doing a separate program.
Also it's not only the growth, but I don't know how to explain it. Like for me, it's almost like you're in this little cave, and then suddenly it's like, do a little more, and you're like, whoa, I can do you know what I mean? That it's like for you and what you're going through with the court stuff, it's like just like another step, and you're like, wow, I'm like free. You're almost addicted to it. You're like, there's almost a little stage in me that wants to be a bit naughty at the moment. It wants to cause a little bit of disruption, because it's like, this is out the comfort zone. I'm a bit like, this is where the growth is. I might just do something I'm going to rebel to the max.
I know. Well, you know, that is definitely, I feel like this is the thing, right? When you are, I feel like this week has been a really big week to find out who is my authentic self.
Yes.
If I have this motivation to do something, so I asked a question and I literally got the fastest answer, and the answer was, I was like, can I do this? Can I do this? Because my ego would really like it, but not for wrong reasons. I feel like it would really like it, but also for good reasons. So is that my ego? What is that? Like I was having one of these moments, and the answer was, do it if you are 100% sure and clear and conscious that you're doing it for the right reasons. And I was like, yeah, but I am. But I think my ego would actually quite enjoy it too. Like I was a bit like, what do I do? What do I do?
What do you do?
Sat with it for a moment, and just having this new growth, these like going into new territory of thoughts. I love it. I love it. My brain loves a good old think. It really does, because I love the growth and the awareness that can come out of it. So for me, this whole consciousness word is just, it's got sparkly fairy dust all over it. That our consciousness means awareness of me, awareness of my actions, awareness of the growth I'm in, just all of it. So yeah.
I feel one of the most liberating things is dissolving the fear that comes with a lot of these situations, you know, that we are fearful of doing, you know, whether it comes to like speaking your truth, saying something that may cause a ripple effect, but it does align to you, or doing something which is maybe fighting for something, for example, what you're doing, which it really does push you out the comfort zone. It does dissolve that like fear. It is completely false. You're like completely made up by the ego. Like this is actually completely liberating. This is love. This is action.
I feel like it almost needs to have a little warning label, like, be careful, because when you lose your fear, you turn into a bit of an animal. It's really fun, and it's really exciting, it's really thrilling, and it's really, that fire energy comes out. Well, it does in me, a fire sign, but you know, it's just, It's incredible. It's mental. I just wanted to quickly answer Sean's question. How do we find out their names? You ask them, and I've got a story where Jen, when we first met, I asked her exactly the same thing, and I asked them, and I went, "But hang on, you need to make it really obvious because I will miss it. I want fairy lights. I want like repetition, and I want music. Like make it so I cannot miss it." It came through a fairground ride. I had music of this, in fact, Michael Jackson. It was 2 hours of Michael Jackson music. After I'd made the realization that they were trying to get my attention with music I was familiar with another group. And I was like, hang on a minute. And then when I got that realization, it was 2 hours of Michael Jackson. I was like, Michael Jackson, it can't be. What? And I went back to my group and I was like, group, help me. I'm new here. I don't know. I'm like really a new kid on the block, really. And I told them the story and they're like, oh yeah, MJ's on God's Galactic Team. I was like, what? But I kept getting syncs after that. And I've had MJ turn up a fair amount, bless him, you know. And I'm sure he's at many people's angel, actually. It's not just, you know, mine. But yeah, man, be surprised. You might be very surprised who comes up. I was.
Absolutely. So yeah, just ask and you can automatic write on it. And like Nick has said, you might hear songs, like names might stand out to you. You might just hear a name. You might just have a knowing. You might see a photo of someone and be like, wow, I know them. Mate, ask your angels to make it really obvious.
Yes. And
What are
actually
the other comments,
on it like I did, because yeah, you really can't miss it then.
No, you couldn't miss it. You couldn't make that shit up, right?
Yeah, it's true. My imagination isn't that good.
Up until a year ago, I was a ball cap guy. I tried this hat on and I was hit with so much energy from my whoa. Yeah, of course. Our answer and the ones that passed over are our guides. Yeah. Wow, I love that.
My dad, I was told by a medium before my son was born, and they said, your dad's nominated. He's asked to be your son's guardian angel. And I've got a period of my dad in his room now, so it's cute.
It just makes you understand, you know, that the separation is an illusion. You know, everybody is here, everyone's watching you, even when you're being naughty. They're all watching you.
Hi from God.
We are never alone. I'm getting answers like in my face, and I instantly know that it's them. So I find myself replying to, okay, I got it. Thank you, sweet angels. You have to be, oh,
gorgeous. So gorgeous.
Chakra Tringles. Wow, that's super cool. Yeah, bin the comfort zones. Get rid of your Netflix and your comfy sofas and your beds. No, I'm just kidding. Keep them.
Sean, I was literally, I'm not just blonde in hair, unfortunately. Sometimes
I'm getting chatted up. No, just kidding.
I don't know how I do my job because I am so oblivious to some things, and then I'm so easy to spot other things. Anyway, so
why are you saying about your hair color?
And Sean said it's going to have to be obvious for me to catch it, the angel names. I was like, yeah, but I was the same. That's why I said repeat it over and over, put like, and I was joking and I said, like,
and you know
lights around it, and they did. We turned up and there was a fairground in town on the site we were meant to be working on, so we were like shoved in the road, and we had this fairground next to us. I mean, literally they made it really obvious. So just put a condition on it and they'll
there you go. Sean, come and talk to us on Telegram. Like, it's so easy. We'd love to, like, you know, we have the codes for one another and we can tap in for you. You can tap in for us. We can automatic write, you know, we can get some angel cards on it and it can be fun. Yeah, definitely do that. I'm just reading the other comments.
Some more gents in the group.
Oh, yeah, it's so grand to have the masculine. Big up. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, it'd be lovely to.
It's funny how we've only got 4 people watching, yet there's like 7 people commenting.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Right then. Any more questions? Any more comments? Any more jokes? Any more anything?
This has officially been the best stream we've ever done. You know, we said this is going to be the best stream we've ever done, and it is. I think it's because I'm wearing this waistcoat.
I love it. I love it. I love the background. I'm like, I just get lost. I could look at that all day. It's gorgeous. Right.
You should get a jazzy one. Yeah, come find us, Sean. Links are above. I'm Archeia Rose, that's Archeia Passion. Come chat and we will connect those angels. It's my thing. It's always what I do. It's what I do for everyone.
She'll also tell you what you were in your star seed, and she sees all that stuff, which is very cool. You are the initiator. The initiator.
Yeah, but you're the healer, love. You know, I wouldn't be anywhere. I'd still be exhausted if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, but meeting you and talking to you was just like the coolest, most exciting part of my life ever up to that stage, apart from like married kids and whatever. I was like, I can't believe what I'm talking about. It's it's so funny.
We are your mirror, Tony. We are your mirror. Okay, guys, we love you so much. I am so grateful when like we have a bit of a rapport going and we chat and it's equal energy. And you know, that's why we're here doing this, because otherwise it's pretty flat and boring. So thank you so much.
Lovely, Rick. Lovely to have you. All the new people that were chatting tonight, thank you so much. It's so lovely. And all the girls and boys who've been here before, we love you so much. Thank you so much for your time and coming back. We'll see you on the chats.